So Embark rolled out a new patch for the finals, and this time we have big changes to automatic weapons for all classes, perhaps signaling a new future where these weapons rival the very popular poke playstyle that we've been seeing for a while. Big gadget changes have also hit 9.7, and with them comes some direct and indirect nerfs for heavy, in what I believe is a response to their increasing popularity in all ranked lobbies. But before we jump into the balance changes, let's talk about other things that are hitting the live servers this patch. Beginning with the new rewards and skins, we have the Voltage Marauder set. This brand new outfit is courtesy of Arc Raiders, so if you own a copy for it, make sure you claim your rewards. Next up, we get some awesome new Twitch drops. So make sure you guys drop by at twitch.tv/btops. All you have to do is just watch the content for a little bit and you'll get to claim all these new sweet rewards. And finally, we have a brand new event for World Tour. It's called the Orbital Breach, and in this new game event, players' positions are revealed and a new sky orbital laser targets anyone that stands still for too long. So make sure to stay on your feet, contestants. Now for the actual balance changes, and we start off with gadgets. This time we have two new tweaks for Dome Shield and Glitch Grenade. And first off, Dome Shield gets a decrease in health from 300 to 250. And this in conjunction with all the following changes we see this patch. To me, it seems like the heavy class will take a meaningful hit, as we do get a dev note stating that the Dome Shield has been a must-have for heavy players, and given the new awarded popularity in double heavy team comps, this change aims to reduce the value of this gadget in the short term. Personally though, I trust that Dome Shield will be going nowhere for now, but this is regardless something important to keep in mind, as the resilience capabilities of heavy in face of burst team comps might suffer a little bit, so be wary of that. As for Glitch Grenade, we do get an ammo increase from 1 to 2, effectively reverting the nerfs given in patch 9.0 and in an increased cooldown from 12 to 25 seconds. In what I believe is, again, a response to the prevalent heavy meta, Glitch Grenade does get this revert buff to better deal with threats such as double dome shield and the returning mesh shield. In addition to this, we do get a dev note stating that the reducing of ammo for Glitch Grenade did prove to be a bit too punishing for light players. But as a countermeasure to this buff, the increased cooldown to 25 seconds did seem to be fit. This, for me, implies that although we will have a more consistent way of dealing with enemy utility as light players, we still have to be careful of when and where to use our Glitch Grenades, as we will get punished for using them lightheartedly. Next, we have the weapon changes. And starting with the FCAR, a popular weapon amongst players that hasn't seen the most use in pro play due to its reduced max size, in my opinion. Here we get a damage increase from 22 to 23, and a decrease in fire rate from 540 to 520. These changes are said to give a small buff to DPS and give back some ground to automatic rifles. In my opinion, this change to the FCAR will make it a bit more of a high-risk, high-reward weapon that favors those with exceptional aim, since the increase to damage will feel even more so when going for headshots due to that headshot multiplier. The M60 gets a decreased dispersion when aiming down sights, making it more accurate, and a decrease in dispersion when hip firing. Again, we do follow that trend of making automatic weapons slightly better, and in this case with promises from the dev team to make the weapon, quote, easier to use. As we did see a rise in popularity with the Lewis gun, I'm glad to see also a buff to the other LMGs for the heavy class, and it will be interesting to see how these new automatic weapons will rival the poke meta. The Pike now gets an increased damage from 48 to 49 in attempts to increase its viability in face of the dominant repeater. I don't expect a sudden rise in the pike's popularity though, but for those who are pike enjoyers, or those who seek an alternative to the repeater in longer range maps, we might see a small difference in damage. Lastly, we have the XP54, with changes to its fire rate from 860 RPM to 880 RPM. This, in combination with the rising popularity of cloaking device, will put the XP higher in priority in my opinion, as these two do make for a great combo. Now the XP with its longer range will allow the cloak users to play more from a distance and poke a little, as well as going for new lines of play with this specialization. Given the XP's longer range, perhaps a light player could poke a little, then cloak back up and find a new angle without having to be as exposed as before with the V9S or M11. Now, to wrap things up, I want to end up with a quick overview of what we got in this new 9.7 patch for the finals. Heavy does seem to be slightly targeted in this patch due to its high popularity. I mean, there is no denying that double heavy team comps have been very dominant, and just the heavy class overall, in my opinion, has been a tad bit over the other two classes. I'm not saying it's broken, but perhaps rather than nerfing it, we should see a couple buffs to the other classes. We also get some nerfs to its key utilities and a buff to other gadgets that counter those things, such as Dome Shield. On the other hand, we did see a series of buffs to automatic weapons, signaling a change in the gun meta that seems to be approaching, as Embark does recognize the ongoing poke and brawl meta, referring to long-range poking weapons and short-range, very high burst, very high damage weapons. And they do highlight that this has been an unintentional byproduct of previous updates. With all that said and done though, this has been it for the patch rundown. I will leave my Twitch channel in the description, and thank you guys so much for watching.